Then the 2 cordons go off to either side, and basically you want about a hand's width between
each
these
node,
guys.
each node,
Each node,
and then
roughly.
one growth node, one new vine will come off of the growth node. So you cut back to
about 2 or 3 buds.
2 or 3 buds.
Whatever Barb decides today. So like here's 1 bud, here's 2 buds. Okay, you see it here.
But you got too many. But you have too many shoots.
2, 3, right.
So you'd have to take off. You leave one of the shoots, unless there's a dead zone where this one died, say. You might leave 2.
And then you tie one down here eventually to try to fill it in. Yeah. And she'll go over some of that. But like here, I have to decide. Like this is. My guess would be to take this and this off. And cut this one back.
I would guess differently.
I would leave, but it's not like math, right?
Right.
No. But it is one of those things where it's a decision you make, and you're affecting the production for the next year.
Right, and that's why I want her to refresh our memories.
Is closest to here,
and it's upright.
And it's upright, and this is this is going outward. So that's you'd
gone.
have to wait till that was long, and then drag it up through the wires.
So she's taking that off right now.
Okay, and then contact sport.
I know these are going to come back eventually, so I just cut them back, and we'll cut them back.
And we know we're not going to bend them down because we've got plenty of growth.
So you already know you can take the top off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take the top off like a foot high and then come back through. But
it's really an analysis. You kind of look at it and say,
Okay.
And it doesn't kill the plant. She did like, whatever we did. She was happy with it.
Last
in terms
year.
of cutting.
How long have you been doing this?
Just a couple of years. Yeah. Just a volunteer basis. I mean, nothing major. So I know those are going to go. So get rid of them now. And it's sometimes easier to see.
Now, so are these dead right now? You
Yes.
just cut. They're dead.
Yeah, I should have come through and just cut the big things off.
Get them out of the way. Go ahead.
But on some of them, leave it long enough so that we can do cuttings in case people want to do
they already
some
asked about that.
basic and take it and everything. So anyway, they want to be a bush. So the first year, and we have some younger vines here. We'll actually, these are grafted on rootstock. Rootstock's done according to the dirt. The varietal's doing according to your weather. So doing a good Gewürztraminer or Chardonnay, we're too hot here.
Yeah.
It can't do it. But in other places like New York, it's great. So when we're looking at these vines, we want to establish the first year that deep root system. Because if you don't, then the roots will stay towards the top, and when it freezes here, which we're going through every night now, it'll freeze 5 to 6 to 8 inches, depending on the winter, below the ground. They might be dormant, but their roots are still alive. And if you allow that, Charlie, you're laying down on the job, honey. He says, that's okay, I can hear you from here. He's in the shade. So we established that deep root system. We actually put them in, especially on new fields that you'll see, in grow tubes like that, which are very high and all. I know a lot of people use milk cartons. These grow tubes, if you spend the money, you can use them time and time again. These are grow tubes from when I originally planted the first vineyard, which is up here. These, so this up on the hill when you came in and you saw these big things with twigs going out, that's called head pruning and cane pruning, is also up there. Why you do that? Well, because we're on a hillside, and also that varietal of vine loves that rocky, chalky kind of dirt. It also bilateral will get you the most grapes, but being closest to the stalk, and this is where it holds all the flavors, and just coming off in 5 or 6 different shoots, it keeps the flavor. Don't get as many grapes, but we here at Alcantara are about the grape, about you tasting, experiencing that whole grape. Different grapes, I mean, when I talk about Viognier, when I talk about Syrah, Petit Syrah, those are all Rhone varietals. They like that chalky dirt. In why, or no dirt at all, you'll see in the taste of the wine very, very much minerally, with these are Italian. It is a Sangiovese, the main grape that they use in the Chianti region, Tuscany meaning farming region of Italy. So we have done the second year, we'll go into the structure, second and third year, and then like the fourth year, we're expecting off of these grapes here about getting 1.5 tons. A ton of grapes relates to 150 gallons of wine. There's approximately 5 bottles of wine in a gallon. You know, so do the math. Okay, come on.
How many grapes per bottle, Barb? Come on.
Yeah.
Don't need any help here. So when we come to like the 2nd and 3rd year, and we're going back into the structure because the structure is very important. We'll look and you'll see that these upshoots should be like a hand apart. And because I'm going for quality, we want to do like 2 buds. We want to have 6 to 7 of these out. This is not a good pruning job at all.
That's why there are lots like that.
That was Sue did
No,
that.
we hadn't attacked that yet. Come on, Fred. Hey, I don't like him anymore. But
And so this one will actually bring up,
Deborah,
She did it
but
from
we
life out.
they'll go in all directions as you see, but you look at the vine, and this year these are all going to be pruned correctly. One of the reasons why it's not in great shape right now is because I've got rheumatoid arthritis, and I've been banned from the vineyard. So because I'll come out and I'll prune, you know, from anywhere from 2 to 18 hours, and I ended up being paralyzed on the ground here. You know, because it's repetitive, and so I cause that inflammation and it to spread throughout my whole body. So we're looking here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't have the big pruners or anything, but we would normally
Can we
take.
do that for you?
You want that
Ever
whole-
heard?
Rich, why don't you try
She
with
wants
yours?
this whole thing off, right? This one?
Yes, and then this one.
Okay, so you are going to extend it one more.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
let it out. And then we'll go back to here and we'll look at buds. Now, right now, we don't know how much winter damage has happened, but if you look at these, the vine itself, it's
green.
still green.
It's green.
Does all pruning get done still by hand?
No, there's
Is there a machine?
here they
Well, I
do.
mean here, okay.
Yes.
But
We probably
know,
want
bottle
to
two.
take
I'm
this
just trying to
sheet
get. I'm
as,
trying to get it
yeah.
off.
And let's lay it down here because I'm going
I
to
can't
be
imagine this
taking a
being
lot
done by a
of.
machine.
Right.
So Richard here will take this down to 2 buds. We might even take it down
I'm going to find the buds. 1,
and then 2.
2, right here, just above it.
Right.
Right above
What-
it? Okay.
Right above the bud.
Yes. And typically, when we're going for doing cuttings of it, because when you look at it, you say which way is which. You can't tell, right? The bottom will be cut
Straight.
flat.
Top.
The top is at a
Diagonal.
slant. So coming back, we can pick them up,
Aha.
and we can actually know we would plant this in 2 buds. If you're planting it individual, and this will grow. Look how green it is.
Mhm.
And yet
Did
these
you
look
plant
dead.
these at this vineyard?
No, we
Yeah, 'cause
haven't.
you
But
need
this
the
year
root stock,
I,
right?